Bill Gates, Grimm, and the Statue of Liberty are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is October 28th, 2022. It is the 301st day of the year. We got 64 days left in 2022. It is your 43rd Friday in your 43rd week and the 37th day of fall. You got 54 days left until winter. Today is International Animation Day. On October 28th, International Animation Day recognizes the artists, scientists, and technicians behind animated art. It's also a day to celebrate all the aspects of animation. When artists manipulate drawings to appear as moving pictures, they are creating animation. This art form has been used for more than 100 years to create cartoons and other types of entertainment. Through the years, artists and technicians have developed different kinds of animation. Traditional or 2D animation is one of the most recognized animation art forms. In the old days, 2D animation took meticulous hand-drawn frames. You had to draw a whole bunch of pictures. As you can imagine, this took a lot of time. Mickey Mouse was created by Walt Disney in 1937, and it's a perfect example of 2D animation. 2D animation is what made Disney. These days they use special software to do 3D animation, and in my opinion, the king to 3D animation is Pixar, with Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and so many others. These days they're owned by Disney. Alright, let's see what else happened. On October 28th, 1520, Ferdinand Magellan reaches the Pacific Ocean. 1636, the Massachusetts Bay Colony votes to establish a theological college, which would later become Harvard University. 1886, U.S. President Grover Cleveland dedicates the Statue of Liberty. 1919, the U.S. Congress passes the Volstead Act over President Woodrow Wilson's veto, paving the way for Prohibition to begin the following January. Now, everybody knows Prohibition is when they outlawed alcohol in the United States, and this became the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. After years of wrangling, they finally got this thing passed. The amendment was proposed way back on December 18th, 1917, so it took a little over a year. Probably would have been sooner, but like we said, President Woodrow Wilson vetoed the Volstead Act originally. Now, when a president vetoes something, that's usually the end of it. It's just not going to get passed, and you gotta hope to get a better president or a president that's willing to not veto something that you want to go through. But the president's power of veto is not absolute. Congress can override a president's veto. And this is how it works. Congress can override the veto of a president by passing an act by 2/3 vote in both the House and the Senate. Usually an act is passed with a simple majority. And this is kind of put in place to prevent a president from blocking an act when it has significant support. Also helps us keep a president in check. Really, the only thing Prohibition did was give rise to things like organized crime, bootlegging, things like that. Prohibition lasted about 13 years when we had the 21st Amendment, and that basically repealed Prohibition. 1940, World War II, Greece rejects Italy's ultimatum. Italy invades Greece through Albania a few hours later. 1942, the Alaska Highway first connects Alaska to the North American Railway Network at Dawson Creek in Canada. Yeah, I've been up to Alaska quite a few times in the last few years, and it still just baffles me that this is a U.S. state. It's been a state since 1959, and they really don't have a lot of paved roads. 2009, U.S. President Barack Obama signs the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act. 2014, a rocket on a NASA resupply mission to the International Space Station explodes seconds after taking off from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport in Virginia. Premiered on October 28th, 2011, Grimm. This is a pretty interesting show. A homicide detective uncovers that he is a member of a family that hunts supernatural forces. The series ran for 6 seasons and aired a total of 123 episodes. I think I've probably watched 40 of the episodes, and I really like it. I should probably finish it someday. Originally, the series started on CBS, but was later moved to NBC after the writer's strike. Something good to settle in and watch now that we're in like Halloween season. Born on October 28th, 1955, Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, which he grew to become one of the most successful companies in history. Forbes ranked him as the wealthiest person in the world from 1995 to 2009. He hacked into his high school computer system to make sure that there would be more girls in his classes than boys. That's a forward thinker right there. Bill Gates was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, where he attended Lakeside School with his childhood friend Paul Allen. Together, they are the founders of Microsoft. Died on October 28th, 1818, Abigail Adams, wife of the second president of the United States, John Adams, and mother to John Quincy Adams, who was the sixth president of the United States. She was too sick to be given a formal education, so she was taught by her mother. And from everything I read, she was an extremely intelligent woman, and she often helped advise her husband on many matters through his presidency and everything else. Abigail Adams died in her home on October 28, 1818, of typhoid fever. She was 73 years old, exactly 2 weeks shy of her 74th birthday. Her last words were, "Do not grieve, my dearest friend, I'm ready to go." And John, it will not be long. Less than 8 years later, John Adams died on the 4th of July, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. John Adams died of heart failure at the age of 90. Those Adams men last a long time. He died at 90 and his son died at 80. Now back in those days, that was quite a feat. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.